What is happening? All right, we got some pre-smash likes. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. This is the official live. I believe this is episode 32. Of course, I every now and then do these impromptu lives, and those are not official. This is the official Saturday 1 p.m. live show where you pose the questions, you join us in the chat. Let me know what you want to talk about, and if the subject seems like something that we can address, we will address it. So let's get those people in here. Woo! Dave, what's happening, brother? We got a little Red Bull popping. We ain't no stopping, if you know what I'm saying. We got to keep the flame going. What's up, Chris? How you doing? We're getting people coming in here. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the fiesta, señor. ¿Qué pasó, señor? Está muy bonita. Bueno, está más frijoles, por favor. Yes, indeed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. David, what's happening, brother? How's everybody doing? Got the cough drop in place. I've got the Red Bull flowing. I got several caffeinated beverages. The wife and Mia are out at the movies right now, so you've got my time, I've got your time, and it's time to talk about music, guitars, and truth. Berto, how you doing? Dave's not home, man. Mr. Jones, how you doing, brother? How is everybody doing on this amazing Saturday? A great day to be alive. And let me tell you something. If you're watching this channel, chances are you are a survivor like me. And I salute you. Did you ever check out Hank Garland? Chris, that is a great question. Hank Garland was a Nashville legend in the 50s, playing sessions, you know, in that town. Now, granted, Chris, that was way before my time. I think Hank had long since left Nashville by the time I got there. But what's up? How you doing? But yeah, man, Hank Garland's an incredible guitar player, and I love some of the guitar solos he played on some of the early Elvis hits. Some of that stuff, Little Sister, I believe that's Hank Garland. And listen and learn the guitar intro to Little Sister and tell me, does that have any resemblance to Back in Black? Right? Very similar choice of notes there. So could you say Hank Garland influenced AC/DC? I think you could make a case there. I think you could make a case for it. But man, he was an incredible, incredible guitar player. Steven, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Glad to have, dude, Dad is here. We are glad, dude. We're totally glad you're here. We're totally glad you made the show. Dr. Starr is here, an official veteran of the Sunset Strip, and we are always glad to have his presence here. Oh, we got the Red Bull flowing to get the show going, and it is always good. Peace is always good, and you know what? Peace might not sell, but I'm buying peace. I'm all about peace, man. You know, as you get older, you realize fighting with anybody, man, is just a waste of time. If you have disagreements, man, so be it. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the music business. We're here to talk about, okay, Chris has got another question. You ever run into Johnny Hyland? Seems like he left Nashville a few years ago. Yes, he did, Chris. I never got to run into him. I do know some people that did some gigs with him. I did do some work with Visual Sound, which was a pedal company, and he had endorsed their pedals and, you know, just some indirect stuff like that. But yeah, incredible player, man, incredible. I always wondered, why does a great player like that leave Nashville? But you know what? You know, Nashville is a great place if you're a player, but I can see going, you know what? I've done what I'm going to do here and then go on and do other stuff. And I know Johnny had some health issues, and it wasn't easy for him probably navigating Nashville, with his eyes and stuff like that. So, I guess he's gone on to do other stuff. I think he moved to Virginia or something, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, super glad to be here. I was just editing, finishing another video. I want to talk today about endless creativity. If you spend your life and your musical time, I did meet Jack Pearson. I did meet Snake. I did meet Jack Pearson. I was playing down at the BB Kings with the BB King All-Stars in downtown Nashville. And Jack Pearson came out. And I was saying, "Oh man, I'm so glad to meet you." And you're such a great player. He says, "Well, tonight I've come down to hear you play." And I was like, "Great." But I knew that we were about to do our dance set, and I was probably going to be just playing rhythm guitar for the last 45 minutes of the night. So I don't know if he necessarily dug what I was doing, because I was just, playing funk guitar. But yeah, I did get to meet him. Super nice guy, super great player, amazing. So yeah, Jack Pearson, never met Guthrie Trapp. But yeah, I've watched a lot of clips of him, great player. But yeah, let's talk about endless creativity. I feel like, it is something that relates to everything you do in your life. Now, making a YouTube channel and creating videos is not an easy thing, and it takes creativity, especially when I am putting out a new video every morning at 8 a.m. And that's not all. The other day, the last couple days, not today, but the last couple days before that, I shot 2 or 3 videos each morning. Then you have to edit them. But being able, and look, I don't have a script. Sometimes I don't even have a topic. Sometimes I just have to, it's just kind of like playing guitar. Sometimes you just have to put the guitar on and do something. Swim, swim, fool. Throw the dog in the pool and he's going to doggy paddle. And so, having fostered my creativity my whole life, and Dr. Starr knows because we talked about this. And yes, there are times when you need to play something exactly like the record. Don't Stop Believin' is a classic song with Neil Sean. And man, if I had to play that song tomorrow, I would play it as note for note as I possibly could. It's just that much of an iconic guitar part and guitar solo and the whole experience. But, when you're doing your own thing, when you're writing your own music, like just a few minutes ago, I was playing the guitar and I came up with a cool riff. And I thought, man, this would be a cool middle section on a rock song, like a guitar. It's a part, but yes, Tim, improv is the spice of life. And I think because I've fostered that creativity, I don't have any worries about being able to come up with fresh content every day. And that sometimes, sometimes you do need to take a break. If you feel like you're just repeating yourself, there are times when you need to go and recharge, step away from the instrument, listen to something different, do something different, and seek inspiration in different areas. So Hadley, how you doing? But you've gotta nurture that creative side of your playing. Even if you're a note for note player that just copies tunes, in order to write songs, you've got to be badbrad and the Collaborators. Be a good band name. That would be a great name, Mr. Jones. But I generally don't collaborate that much when I write stuff. I generally have kind of a vision, and I don't mind sharing credit with people when I write a song, but I generally tend to kind of write everything myself and go here. And since you're going to add your 10 or 20% with your vocal inflections and your personality into the track, here's an equal songwriting credit. Hey, this other person added some ideas. Here's your equal credit. I don't mind sharing credit, but sometimes for me, I hear something, just like I came up with a riff and I heard something. Okay, this is a middle section of a tune. It's not the main riff, but this is a cool little instrumental section that would be a cool part in a song. So, fostering that creativity, being, improvising as much as I did over my career is a lot of improvising and playing with bands that had, were loose, and having fun. Yeah, Mr. Jones, that's absolutely right. It's like fostering that has helped me in everyday life. It helps me if I was having to be in a conversation with somebody. It helps me create on YouTube. It helps in writing if I have to write something. It's probably the greatest skill you can possibly develop. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or if you want to talk about something else, hit me up in the chat. I just think it's an interesting thing. And knowing that, man, I'm not even worried that I'm going to come. People go, man, I keep waiting for you to run out of ideas. And then you come up with this. And, there's just so much in the world of music to talk about. And I can't make my channel a 24/7 music news channel because frankly, there's a lot of stories that I don't want to cover, but let's see, Dr. Star, I was going to start a new band, call it the Procrastinators, but I never got around to it. Now that's a good one. That is a good musical joke. I'll have to remember that. Let's get those thumbs up. We got 26 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. Let's get the party started. It's Saturday. I'm always glad to be here with my friends. I got Dave Strong here, who I've known for, I don't know, Dave, how long has it been? 30 years? Something like that. Man, I'm just thankful to have this great community of cool people that pop in on here. And I've got a lot of friends that I've played with that pop on. Sometimes Randy O pops into the channel. I got a buddy that worked at CMT for years, and sometimes he pops in on the chat. Dave Strong used to come visit us out there in LA, and man, he was a fun dude, and he's a cool dude, man. He's accomplished. Right on. Double espresso hot latte with skim milk. Now that sounds like some go juice. That's go juice, right? If I gotta write something, or if I gotta do something where the creative spark, it's always been caffeine. Caffeine has always been the thing. And I'm not even sure that it works so much the older you get. That's why Dave's got to have the double espresso. I've never really been a coffee guy, but I do like iced tea. Early 90s. Yeah, well, I think your brother was there. I think Mike was there like 89 or 88. Dave, I think he was there as early as that. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, man. So I used to live across the hall from Dave's brother Mike in Hollywood. Right? And I had two roommates, in mine. We were all guys from Virginia. But I would see these dudes that moved in across the hall, and I was like, these guys look like cool dudes, man. I'm gonna reach out to these guys. And so there was one can of beer in our fridge. It just said beer on it. It was the old white label with the blue lettering. It was a generic beer. So I said, there's my open. I'll knock on their door and go, hey, here's a housewarming gift. And what's happening, Joker? And I brought over a generic beer. So that was my introduction to Johnny. It was Johnny D and Mike, Dave's brother, and their other roommate, Stephen Hall. And those guys were from Boston. I've always been kind of drawn to guys somehow normal dudes. Yeah, they were normal. No, they were pretty crazy, dude. They were crazy like me, crazier than my roommates. My roommates would go out and party and stuff, but they weren't quite as off the chain as I was. And Mike and Johnny were completely off the chain. And so, yeah, it ended up being, a long time friendship with those guys, and going out to a lot of clubs and working with these guys. Those guys, I got them jobs at the pawn shop. So yeah, man, a lot of people, we go way back, and Dave would come out, would fly out every now and then. So man, we go way, way back. And Mike, every now and then, Mike pops in on this channel, pops in on the live. Yeah. Wow. So Dave was working at the airport and flew out for 3 days for free. Well, you can't beat that. And you didn't have to pay for a hotel room. We had plenty of room on the floor, right, Dave? So yeah, man. Now, if there's anything anybody wants to talk about today, I know I've been yammering and yakking, and there was 6 of us in that closet apartment. Yeah, I would imagine, Dave. I would imagine. So you guys were in a different place before you moved into Lanewood, I would imagine. All right, let's get this thing. I want to talk about, this is interactive chat. I want to engage with everybody out there. And I know I've been yammering and telling some Hollywood stories, but right on, Dave, right on. Continental Airlines ramp guy. Well, right on. All right, have you ever had a groupie or fan that you couldn't get rid of? Snake lover? Absolutely. There are some that just won't go away. Dude, it's stalkerish, right? Groupies, fans. Sometimes these groupies or these fans, especially in the Sunset Strip days, they would see how destitute you were. They could see that you didn't have money to eat, or you weren't, doing this, or you didn't have any clothes, or and so they would, bring over food, or they'd bring over groceries, or, hey, can I take you out to lunch? And they would do stuff for you. But then when they did stuff for you, they expected something in exchange. And most of the time, somebody that's willing to do all that is probably not somebody that you want to go there with. Let's just put that out there. I had girls, pay for. I had one girl that paid for a photo shoot. I think this story is in my member section. If you become a member of my channel, it's called something like Sunset Strip Stylist. And so I met this girl one night. It's a crazy, crazy story, but you have to become a member of the channel to access this, because this story is really, I can't even tell it here. But yeah, I mean, they expect things and they stalk you. Of all the venues you have played at in your time, what comes to mind is having the best sound acoustics? Now that is a great question. I can't really speak for the acoustics and stuff because I would be on stage, so I wouldn't hear what it sounded like. Now, big places with tons of echo, to me, are the worst to play in. I like playing in small clubs. I like playing in small clubs with dirty carpeted floor, that flat carpet floor, and a stage that's about knee level to the audience, and a medium height ceiling, and those are the best sounding rooms because you don't have all that bounce off the walls and all that. I used to bang groupies at the time and wasn't even in a band. Just used to hang at the channel and bun readies and look like a rock star. Well, Christian, sometimes that's all it takes, bro. If you look the part, and like I had lots of friends, my friends, that maybe weren't in our band, but they had the hair, they had the look. So they'd go out with us and they received equal treatment. So yes, There were girls, dude. They were just girls looking for guys that looked like that. Jerry Marcicano had Guitarists dialed in. He did, Dr. Starr. He did. I don't think Jerry ran sound, though, when with the few times we played Guitarists. I think he was doing other stuff at that time. That might have been the Vicky Hamilton period of Jerry Marcicano. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was working for Lost Boys at the time, which was Randy O's band after Odin. And they were a great band, man. I used to sneak in. They would rehearse at our rehearsal room in our own facility, and I'd kind of sneak in, go in the control room and listen, man, because they were good, man. Joe Walsh ran sound there too. Very interesting. Very interesting. The Joe Walsh? I don't know. I mean, for me, I think I played Guitarists maybe 5 times. It wasn't, a different Joe Walsh. Okay. Yeah, I think I played there maybe 5 times. I always preferred, there was a guy that ran sound at the Roxy, and he had a name. He used to come in the pawn shop. I don't know if you remember, Dr. Starr, what was the guy's name? His last name was like, I can't think of the last name, but he was a really good sound man. And I think the Roxy sounded the best. It wasn't Pig. Maybe that was his nickname, but there was a guy, he had a really, it wasn't like Hitchcock, but it was some kind of name like that. It was like, I forget his name, but the Roxy sounds real good. I love playing no, that wasn't it. That's not who I'm thinking of. The guy that was running sound, I'm talking like late 80s, early 90s. A place that I loved to play when I was on the road was the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan. If you've never checked out that venue, if you look in the description of my videos, you'll see the first shirt, and you can't see the graphic on it until you click on it. But if you click on that shirt, you'll see a picture of me in the famous hallway at the Machine Shop taken by the great Jeff Mintline, who's a great rock photographer. And that is a super cool venue. I love playing that place. That was one of my favorite places to play later on, long after the Sunset Strip days. Nuevo, you know about the Machine Shop? You know about that place? Is that what you're talking about? It's hard to keep up with the chat sometimes. Raskeller. I saw every great band that would come through the channel during those years. Okay. Oh, this is delicious. Man, I'm just thankful to have so many cool people. Let's get those thumbs up. Now look, let's talk about something serious here. I am on my way to 10K. That's 10,000 subscribers. I'm at what, like I'm about 850 subscribers away from 10K. If you have not become a subscriber to this channel, please subscribe to this channel because it helps the channel grow. It helps the algorithm. It's going to help me get more cooler interviews down the road. And thank you, Snake. Thank you so much, man. Every single one friggin' helps, dude. It helps so much. And man, 10K, dude. I mean, look, it would be the stream till you get 10K. Kiri, that is a great idea. If I didn't have a family, I've thought about this, man. If they ever like go on a trip out of town or something like that. Thank you, Kitcho. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you as well. If my family goes out of town, I might have to do a marathon stream. I might just have to go and just do some crazy. Now, I know there was some streamer I saw recently where he was streaming on YouTube and he had the light. He is in a room with no light. Wait till you need 25 subs. Yeah. I'm not getting off camera until, and just work the 25 subs. Yeah, it'd be too much to try to get that in one day. But yeah, there's some guy that's like streaming live in a dark, pitch black room with no light for like days on end, and he's slowly like going insane. I don't want to do anything like that, but man, and I've done some 3-hour lives on this channel, and you guys know it. Some of y'all have been here. These are ways to keep the channel going, to keep the numbers up. And not every video I put out, gets the numbers. Offer up a cheaper Joyo pedal for the 20,000 sub. Freddie, I've thought about doing some giveaways. I need to do more research on that, because the reality is field trip. It's not much to see, bro. You're seeing the studio right now. I'm going to have to look into it, but it's like YouTube has a lot of rules for giveaways. Right now I could give away a guitar, or I could give away a Joyo, prize box, or do something like that. It just seems like you got to jump through all these hoops rather than just going, hey man, let me put everybody's name in a hat and just draw a name, and then the winner is the winner. But party at Bad Brad's, yeah, maybe, look, that might be a cool thing. If we had enough people in Florida and I held an event, and it would maybe be a jam, and I get some other big names and stuff like that, but I'm gonna have to get this up to like 100,000 subs before I can, realistically do something like that. But that would be super cool. I would like to, at 100,000 people, do like a party or something like that. That would be great. Kiri, I hope so. Thank you so much. Kiri helps me out, man, a lot. He's given me a lot of great advice and keeps me going. Jimmy is here. How you doing, Jimmy? I made it. California is earlier out here. Yes, it is, Jimmy, man. Thank you, Caw. Thank you, Mr. Key. Thank you. Man, I appreciate that, brother. Look, there's a lot of things I could do to probably try to spike things up. There's people buying views. There's people doing all kinds of stuff. Jimmy, we've just been kind of catching up right now. But there's a lot of stuff I can do, and I am doing this the old-fashioned way, dude. I am just grinding and grinding. I'm not really networking. I'm not really collabing with anybody. I'm just doing what I do. I did the X5 podcast. I may go back and do more stuff for them. But the reality is, man, my nose keeps itching like crazy. It's allergy season, bro. But yeah, have you let any guitars go you regret? Snake, so many, I can't even think about it. Yeah, organic word of mouth, Dr. Starr, that's what it is. I'm building it organically. I'm not doing any trickery. I'm just doing all, just grind. But yeah, Dave, that would be a great idea. All-star band. I know enough people down here that I could do a gig like that if we found the right venue and I knew we could bring in enough people to make it worthwhile. But it does have to be, I have to get the numbers up. And look, here's the thing, man. If we get these numbers up, if you guys hit that subscribe button, we can get more members joining up. All of that stuff helps. And pimp that 190 plank. Yeah, I have, Jimmy. I have been. I did the video for that plank, and that's up there. And people really like that video. Thank you, Max. Yeah, I hear you. That says Ticketmaster is killing his business. Freddie, I saw that video, but I don't remember the name of that place. He's interviewed Steve Jeffrey. He's a gentleman and a great player. I don't know, Steve. Cocky. Hello there. Guitar Red, thank you for joining us. But man, a lot of cool things I could plan in the future. We get those numbers up, those subscribers up, and we can do a concert. We could go live with other YouTubers. Yeah, people are, I just don't know any that I could go live with. I don't, it's kind of like, that's just always been my thing. I've always kind of been the lone wolf. Brass mug, that probably is it, Chris. That would be a cool venue. That's a cool place. I would like to put together an all-star merch plan, Snake. There's a bunch of t-shirts. There's even a Bad Brad poster of that machine shop. If you follow the links, click on that first t-shirt in the description. It says Machine Shop Bad Brad. If you click on that and follow that, I think there's a poster and there might even be a mug. So yeah, there'll be more merch. There will be more cool stuff. Maybe we'll do a jam. I've got some ideas. There's even a it's kind of like a tour bus. It's a coach company. They call them coaches, but it's a tour bus essentially. And it's right down the street here. Now it rents to corporate things. But I thought about, man, it would be kind of cool if I shot some footage inside one of those buses. So I might contact them and say, hey man, would you give me an hour or two of your time? I'll shoot some video in your bus. I'll do some blogs and I'll tag you guys in the thing. So that might be cool. And who knows what we can do if we all stick together. I mean, maybe one day we'll take this show on the road. Wouldn't that be cool? Ben, how you doing, everybody? Now I've got some Arizona tea. So I'm going to keep this party rocking, right? You're going to switch from the Red Bull to this. Oh, you got to keep lubricated, bro. You got to keep lubrication. Italy. Oh my God, that's amazing. My wife is Italian. So awesome. Madi, that's awesome, brother. Finally, this December, I'm coming in Nashville with my dad. Amazing. Man, you're going to have so much fun. And there's so many guitar shops. I've got videos, the top 5 guitar shops in Nashville. Check out all my Nashville videos, Maddie, and you'll get a lot of good information. Man, 30 years in Nashville. So, man, I've got a lot of, and if you got any questions now, Maddie, hit me up in the comments right here. 23, that is a great age. Do you woo as much without caffeination? I gotta woo, bro. I gotta be caffeinated to woo, bro. But I am not like one of those people. When I get up in the morning, I'm up, bro. I hit the ground running. You know that song Unchained? And you hit the ground running. Right? That is my motto in life. When it's time to get up, bro, rise up and let's go. I'm not sluggish. Really sucked about going to California last summer was they didn't have Southern style sweet tea. I hear you. Maddie, I am now in Florida. So I will not probably be able to meet you in Nashville. Hey, so Cocky is asking me about accept guitarist Wolf Hoffman. Well, Cocky, Wolf Hoffman is a good friend of ours. In fact, it's probably been a month and a half or so. I get a text message from Wolf Hoffman, and he goes, hey, man, I just watched your YouTube video, and it's really good. I was like, dude. And so he asked me a question, and I started to tell him, hey, this is what I'm doing now. I'm doing YouTube. And so he called me, and I told him what was going on. I told him, about my channel and how I moved from Nashville to Florida. And, and so, I told him about this whole thing and told him about, and he's like, man, really cool. And I told him what I was doing. And then he had gone to see, who's the Norwegian guy, the blonde guy, Ola. He had gone to his studio and was amazed at how great a studio he had and all the production and all that. I said, dude, YouTube is a very real thing. Now, do you like country music? Madi is saying, it's okay. Look, man, music, it's the same 12 notes. I'm going to quote Reggie Wooten. It's the same 12 notes, bro. It's just, Yeah, man. Wolf Hoffman is a good friend. Wolf Hoffman took the photos for my band Rapnex. He's also a photographer, and he was doing more photography back then. So yeah, good friend, and maybe I'll have him on the channel someday. Did you go to music school? How did you learn guitar? Yes, I did take some guitar lessons as a kid. And then I went out to GIT. I went to Berkeley for a little while, like a summer, and then I went to GIT and graduated from there. But I also self-taught, practiced, all the stuff that you do. So that's how I got there. Honky Tonk School. So Madi, are you going to the Honky Tonk School in Nashville? Let me know about that. As far as the locals go, if you're paying somebody to go to a honky tonk school, that I don't want to crush your dreams, but getting gigs downtown is really just word of mouth. So going to a school, going to this honky tonk school, it's a little shady, some of the practices that Tootsie's and some of the venues that gentleman that owns those places does. But if it could get your foot in the door and you want to do it, by all means, by all means. There's been some guys that, there was a guy, I think he was from Sweden, and he came to town. And how did rockers get treated when you first got to Nashville? Well, it was just very divided, Joker. It was very divided. The rock scene and the country scene were very divided. And until, if you see my interview with Ira Dean that I did last Sunday, until a band like that comes along and throws some rock into the music and some rock energy and needs a rock guitar player, until then, I wasn't even trying to get on country gigs. I had more luck playing smooth jazz, blues, funk, and everything else but country until country changed. And then I would get those calls. So, you're a singer also and a guitarist. Okay, cool. Well, look, man, I at your age, are you planning on moving to Nashville? That's a good age you're at right now. Now would be the time to do it if you're going to do it. And you'll have a longer chance in Nashville. 23 might be considered old in LA, but in Nashville, that's young, man. You could be playing up until you're 40 or 45 years old. Heck, I was still playing when I left, and I was 58. So, I mean, as long as you still bring it, people will call you, dude. Who are your biggest influences for guitar? Oh, I think Madi, I think you would really like it. I think it would be a good move for you. I think it would, but be careful. And it's not cheap. I don't know what rent's like in Italy, but man, you're going to have to hustle to make what it takes to get there, and be careful where you live. It can be very, very dangerous if you've never lived in a big city. And Jimmy, I think it is. I think Austin still is. But it's like Nashville now. It's very, very expensive. I think Nashville, you might have more opportunity to play gigs. Good advice for younger dudes. Yeah, Dizio, you're absolutely right. Tim Avon is another guy, Madi, you need to check out. I'm giving you the old guy perspective, 30 years in Nashville, and Tim Avon will give you what he sees. So have you thought about maybe doing some live stream online lessons directed at multiple viewers? Freddie, I will do Zoom lessons anytime you want. Just hit me up, man. Send me an email if you want to do a Zoom lesson. If somebody wants to do that, that's something I'm more than willing to do and have done. So if anybody wants a Zoom lesson or a consultation, if somebody like Madi wants to go, hey man, can you give me an hour of your time and just speak directly and tell me where I need to live and what I need to do? Hit me up. My email is in the description for my channel. You could send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to help you. I'm not going to charge a ton for doing something like that. Don't charge a ton for lessons, but I do have to get paid for my time. So, yeah, if anybody wants to do that, boom, you know. Oh, that's delicious. That's absolutely delicious. It's actually not. It's actually not that great, but hey, it's something. So, yeah, man. Anyway, so what else we got? It's woo, woo. You got to charge a little bit. Yeah. Do you have some tips for me in thinking to move to Nashville with my dad? How does it request me, like, for example, the visa, something like that? Now, Marty, I can't answer that, dude. I'm born and raised in this country, and I don't know crap about getting a visa. But if you're going to work here, you'll have to get a work visa. And I know that's a whole nother thing. You probably need to connect with somebody who has done that, has come here, but I don't know what the process is. So I can't guide you there. I could tell you what side of town to move to. I could tell you where to park. I could tell you where not to go. And I could tell you how to maybe, find some good places to eat and stuff like that. But man, as far as getting citizenship or getting a work visa or any of that, man, I don't know any of that. So thank you, brother. Best to you. And yeah, man. Any item of musical kit you consider lucky? Roy Gallagher kept a lucky odd tuner on his strap. Now that's a good question, Hermit. I don't know if I have anything that's lucky. I feel like you kind of make your own luck. So I never really had like a lucky this or a lucky that. I wasn't really that superstitious. The lava lamp has been cooking since this morning. I got up this morning. I flicked it on, so it's cooking good. Now, I haven't put batteries in this. This thing over here, this guitar, eats batteries. David Gilmore. All right, Marty, that's an interesting choice for somebody that wants to move to Nashville. I would suggest, here's the best piece of advice I can give you, Marty, is learn songs. If you want to play on Broadway, if you want to be a professional singer and a guitarist, learn the Broadway, book. There is a list. You can probably Google it online, and it'll tell you all the songs that they play on Broadway. And there's updated lists. Learn those songs. Be able to get up there and jump up with any band there is and play those songs. If you can play those songs and you got your work visa and everything worked out, man, you'll do fine. You'll work all the time if that's what you want to do. But be careful, dude. You got to watch what we say in the States, you got to watch your ass. Because this is welcome to the jungle, baby. You got to be able to, slip and dip. Because, man, I've known people, guitar players that have been robbed leaving the clubs. So, yeah. Learn the Broadway song. I mean, look, dude, every single Broadway song. And have a stand. Like I've got this, mounted on a stand. But look, I've got an iPad holder on my mic stand. And most of the guys downtown will have a phone and they'll have an app. So if they call a song that you haven't played before, you're going to still be expected to play it. And fake your way through it, because when somebody offers you, $20 or $50 or $100 to play some song, man, you got to make that money, fool. So you need to be able to pull up a song on your phone and be able to play it. But yeah, learn. The most important lesson I could tell any guitar player is learn songs. Learn as many songs as you can. That is the key to being a successful musician. Be able to play everything. If you can do that, if you can read a chord chart, any genre you've got, very well to play at any genre you've got, right? Yes, play every genre. Learn if you can't play country, learn songs. You learn all, like, look, if you're going to be a lead guitar player, you're going to play downtown Nashville. A lot of those songs, those country songs, will have signature licks. Learn all the signature licks to the intros of those songs. Learn as many of the solos as you can. I'm not a Broadway Nashville guitar player. I'm a guy that did everything else for it, and then ended up doing tours and stuff like that. But I existed in a different world than the Broadway guys. That's a whole other scene. There's different scenes around town. If you're a jazz guitar player, there are jazz clubs in Nashville now, Maddie. So you could be a guy like that. I don't know. I've never heard you play. So I'm just giving you general, never use an amp as a beer table. That is solid advice, Hermit. Blues, I love blues too, dude. I played a lot of blues. I played at the B.B. King's All-Stars in downtown Nashville. B.B. King's Club is gone. But Maddie, if you go there, go to Bourbon Street Blues and Boogie Bar in Printer's Alley. Every Monday, they have a jam. And the black guitar player there, his name is Ping Rose. Go up to Ping Rose with your guitar and say, hey man, Bad Brad told me to come down here. You guys would let me jam. Yeah, go down there. Tell Ping Rose, Bad Brad sent me. Now, if you use my name and you go in there, you better be ready to play. Because I don't want him coming back and, Bad Brad sent this guy down here, and he just didn't have it, man. So you make sure you go down there, you're ready. Cause the thing about Nashville's, man, they don't, if you go down there and it's not good, dude, they're not so kind. If you make a clam or something like that, dude, it's like, his name is Ping Rose. He's one of the guitar players. Corey Mack, I think, is the other guitar player on that jam. It's a Monday night jam at Bourbon Street Blues Club. That'll plug you into the blues scene here. It's not a huge scene in Nashville, but the blues scene is kind of tied in with the R&B scene and the funk scene. Those are all kind of tied together. And if you play blues, you should be able to play funk, and you should be able to play a little jazz and all that other stuff. That's a whole other scene. If that's what you do, Nashville would be great. Obviously, Memphis is more known for the blues, but Memphis, dude, is very, very, very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. So don't go down to Memphis until you've got your street smarts and your head on a swivel, bro. Don't even think about it until you're ready for that. So yeah, man, I think you sound like you know what you're doing. You know, yeah, B.B. King's Blues Club, yeah, all that. Memphis is dangerous, yeah, bro. Memphis, the thrill is gone. Yeah, it is. The thrill is gone for me going to Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Oh yes. So what else y'all want to talk about? Have you played New Orleans? I played Baton Rouge a few times. I don't think I played New Orleans. But you can eat well but risk getting shot at. Yeah, Memphis has got some amazing food, man. Great soul food, barbecue. They call the whole franchise of B.B. King. The owner of B.B. King's died. It wasn't B.B. King. It was, I can't think of his name, Tommy. I can't think of his last name now, but he owned the club, and he and his wife both died of COVID or whatever. They went to the hospital sick, and they didn't come out. And so B.B. King's had closed in Nashville before that. But I believe the Memphis B.B. King's is still open. I believe the B.B. King's on Beale Street is still open. And his daughters, I believe, run the family business. Yes, I remember B.B. Chung King. Yes, I remember. I think we played a gig with him or something, or I went and I saw him one time. Ping in the background right now. Right on, Jimmy. Yeah, Ping Rose has got a new song out. He's good, man. He's a talented guy, man. We even did one of the last gigs in town. I'd never done a gig with Ping, and he got hired on a wedding gig that I did. Ping was kind of hired to sing, but he's used to playing a guitar. So we did a gig with 2 guitars, Ping on lead vocals, and it was a lot of fun, man. It was like, he had been in Nashville maybe 15 years or 20 years, and I've been there 30 years, and we finally did a gig together. So that was a lot of fun. BB played my hometown of Lima. Right on. How about the mimes? I don't know what mimes? The memes or the mimes or the mumps? How about Motorcycle Boy? How about Jet Boy? I don't know. How about Peppermint Schnapps? I don't know. BB King years ago. Yeah, he was a great guy. Jet Boy, yes. Any music stores in Nashville to avoid? I don't really think there's any to avoid. I've got videos on the 5 best guitar shops in Nashville. Check them out. Do the search in my channel, on my channel page, and I'll let y'all know my opinion. I think the main guitar center in Nashville, the one, what area is that called? I forget the area, but man, it's a really nice store, dude. They got a platinum room. Woo-wee, woo! The platinum room, bro. If you got dough, go to the platinum room, yo. They got some killer guitars in there. What do you think of carpet-covered amps? My friends had a gig one time pushing amps through a yard into a dark alley. In the van, they smelled dog and checked their shoes, but poop was on their amp. Well, that's absolutely, dude. You know what I would have said? I would have waited till they started playing. I said, dude, you sound like shh. Bro, you sound like shh. Yeah, that's not good, bro. I've never heard anything. Antioch is very dangerous, Snake. And I used to live there. I lived in Antioch, and I lived in a pretty decent apartment. And I one night came home after a gig, and I would keep my gear in the trunk of my car. So you see my car, it wouldn't look like anything was in it. And I was too lazy to carry my gear, my giant pedal board and my Dr. Z amp up the stairs to, my apartment. So I just came home, crashed, and I woke up the next morning and the cops were knocking on my door, and somebody had come through and hit 5 cars in the neighborhood. And of course, my brand new, beautiful trailer trash pedal board that lit up and had all my pedals on it, and my Dr. Z amp and all my cables all gone. They hit 5 cars in one, area right in my neighborhood. And I woke up thinking the cops were coming to bust me for something. But reality was they're just trying to tell me that my car had been broken into. So yeah, Antioch, and this was decades ago. Yeah, and I had to, at that point, that was my main amp and my main pedal board. So I had to cobble together some money to just get another rig and get up and rolling so I could play my gigs. It was like, I ended up buying a super reverb from a guy for like $800. And I ended up going back to the pedal board guy and just saying, man, can you cobble something together for me for a few bucks? And yeah, so that's the deal with that. Have the Zoom G14. All right. Mighty, you're going to probably want to upgrade that if you're going to play in Nashville, but maybe you need to come here first and see what everybody's using. Check out the scene. People can be gear snobs in Nashville. Have you met Mr. Scary from Dockin? I have not met George Lynch. I would like to have him on my channel sometime. Yeah, I love super reverbs. That super reverb is for sale right now at Carter Vintage, and I think it's going for like $1,500 or something like that. It's got a road case with tons of stickers on it and all that. Yes, everybody hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe to this channel. We are on our way to 10K. And we might not hit it today, but we're going to hit it. And thanks to you, man, we'll keep this channel pumping out the content. Build a pedal board. Did you recommend me with amp? I would wait till you got here on the amp thing. Now there's a whole side of the stage, I mean, on of the street on Lower Broadway, where it's all everybody plays direct, and then on the other side, everybody's using amps. There's a lot of tube snobbery downtown, but there were also a lot of people using Boss Katana amps. So that might be something you have. That's certainly an inexpensive option. Depends on the amp, yeah, because all pedals ain't great with all amps. Man, you really gotta, if you're just beginning as far as your tone quest and all that, Nashville would be good for you. You'll get to see what people are using. Don't spend a lot of money before you come here. Why don't you just come here with your guitar in a suitcase, and have some money set aside to get here, see what you need, and then you can build a rig that's people are going to respect when you show up. That would be what I would do. Hard to make friends in Nashville? I would say not so much. I think so. I think you can make friends in Nashville pretty good. I think, man, if you go down, like I told this dude, go down to the blues jam, introduce yourself. I had a buddy in Nashville as a sax player, and man, he just came right up to me at a gig and on the break and said, "Hey man, can I buy you a beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, buy me a beer." So he buys me a beer and he goes, "Hey man, I'm a sax player, and if you ever need a sax player and all that." And I said, "Man, you know what? This guy is cool." And you know what? I ended up befriending him and hiring him on gigs, and he became a really good friend. And he was sober at the time. He still doesn't drink, but he just knew, like, I'm not gonna go up and gurm this guy. I'm just buy him a beer and then shoot the crap. And if somebody comes up to me and buys me a beer, man, I'll talk to him. He's a great sax player and a lot of fun on gigs. He's one of those, some sax players can kind of be a stick in the mud and kind of not look like they're having fun, but he'd always be real energetic and having fun. And it's just his personality. So, yeah, that is what it is, man. If you want to befriend some people, offer to buy them a beer. Go up to every guitar player. Go see the guitar players downtown. Ask them what they're playing through. Tell them who you are. Tell them what you want to do. Ask them, do you ever need a sub for a gig? Learn the songs that they're playing. And man, I've played like one gig downtown. Chase Matthew. Okay, I'm not familiar with him, Maddie, but man, I'm giving you the blueprint for success. So man, you gotta go to Nashville and make it happen. All right, let's get those thumbs up. We got 59 people in here. We got 49. How about being a singer? Well, I think if you're going to be a singer in Nashville, you still got to play at least acoustic guitar. It seems like almost all the guys playing in the bars are playing acoustic guitar, and they can play a few songs by themselves so the band can go take a break, because a lot of these bars downtown, they don't want people taking breaks and clearing out the club. So a lot of times, if the band needs to take a break and go hit the bar or go hit the restroom, the singer will strum and do a couple slow songs so that they can get a break. And then the singer will go take his break when the band comes back, and the band guys will sing a couple songs. So that's the whole thing. I mean, I don't see too many guys that are just singers. I think that a lot of them are usually playing acoustic guitar. Now, I do see some female singers down there, and there's some bands that'll have a male and a female. Bungee jumping and got stuck. All right, Purge. Purge wins the comedy award of the day. The funeral parlor is here. Dave Strong is here. Dr. Starr is here. We've got an amazing group of people. We are at almost the hour mark. Are we going to do overtime today? Or are we going to cut it short? So I'm going to pose this out there. If anybody has a topic that they want to talk about, hits that super chat, the super thanks, we'll continue this thing onward. Otherwise, probably going to wrap up pretty soon. I do. P-Funk. Now there's Michael Strong. So Dave's brother, Michael Strong, is here. And that he is, Mike, I was just talking about you, man. I was talking about you guys living across the hall and bringing the generic beer over to you. And yeah, whole friendship erupted out of a generic can of beer. And man, it's like I was talking about that horn player that came up to me and gave me a beer. And it instantly started, Ionian is the major scale, Freddie B. Modes, look, a mode is is like the modes of the major scale. It's the major scale. But if you start on the second note of the major scale and play over the second chord, the minor chord, then it becomes Dorian. It's the same notes as the Ionian scale, the major scale. That's what modes are. That's the difference. Essentially, it is just the scale, and it's the same notes, but it's what you play it over. It's how you use it. So awesome, Cocky. What time zone are you in, brother? Can the Wooden Brothers do a live with you? Robert, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., a 1-hour interview with Joseph Wooten, Bad Brad and Joseph Wooten on this channel. Tomorrow, it debuts at 8 a.m., and you can watch it anytime tomorrow. So it's not a live stream, but it's going to be an awesome stream because you will be able to watch it at your leisure tomorrow. And it's called Joseph Wooten Unfiltered. And it's got this really cool little picture of Joseph making different faces. And yeah, he tells how I got my nickname. And Bad Brad, he tells that story and talks about, meeting those guys. That's who we're interviewing him tomorrow. Joseph Wooten, Guitar Red. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Get the thumbs up rocking. Get it rocking like docking. And yeah, we are on the road to 10K. Now, if you guys were here on the last live stream, I had a guy ask if that was Neil Young right there. And I said, he goes, is that Neil Young? And I said, no, that's Edward Van Halen. And he said, who is that? And I immediately blocked. There's only a few. I think there's a handful of people that get blocked. He got booted. But man, look, dude, if you come into this channel and you think that's Neil Young, and then when I say it's Eddie Van Halen and you go, who's that? He's banned, right, Kiri? I mean, it was kind of funny at the time, but as I'm having to more and more deal with comments and all that kind of stuff, I've become a little bit quicker with my remove from channel. What is remove from channel? Well, if somebody is repeatedly, and I've been very tolerant. I've had people that I've left multiple aggravating comments, and I've smoothed it out with them and tried to get them on board, and they still keep, and eventually I just go, man, I don't have time for this aggravation. And I just hit remove from channel. Now they'll still be able to watch the videos and they'll still be able to leave comments, but I ain't gonna see it and nobody else is gonna see it. So, I mean, look, it's really, really simple. Just be friggin' cool, dude. I mean, and but if you don't know who Edward Van Halen is, man, you don't belong on this channel, bro. This, and I'm not the biggest Edward Van Halen, fan in the world. There's a lot of guys that know a lot more about Edward Van Halen than me. But dude, I mean, come on. Thank you, Snake. Yeah, look, dude, people can be rude, and I get it. There's one guy that kept saying, well, I was there and I was on the strip and I'm going to write my book. And I kept saying, dude, stop leaving comments and go write your book. If that's what if that's what you're going to do, go write your book. And then he leaves a comment last night, and he couldn't even understand it, dude. It's like gibberish, but I'm gonna write my book, but I am and this. I just said, remove from channel. I just don't have time for that nonsense. I don't have any updates on Perry Farrell. Uh, look, like I said, I'm gonna do rock news is kind of when I do multiple stories kind of put together, and sometimes I'll get up very early in the morning and some crazy news story, and I'll cover it on my channel, or I'll do a whole video on one thing, but it's only if I read it and I get fired up. Some topics, you just start talking about and you just get fired up about it. And that's how it is with some of these, like the Perry Farrell thing, man. I got fired up about that. When I finally saw the As I Lay Dying topic, I had to comment on anytime a band loses 4 guys in like, a week? And, and it's a metal band. And it's just like there's some stories I just have to comment on. And, others, just the common everyday stories. I don't want to just do news just to be doing news. It has to be something that I can add something to. Remind people to get the notifications, all of them, because that's how I find out you're on. Thank you, Doctor. Yes, everybody hit the notification bell. Anything on Kid Rock and Dopra. I don't know anything about that, Jimmy. Great thing about this channel is hanging out with other musicians. Absolutely. I'm hoping that some bands, get started from watching my channel. Somebody asked, is the EVH Brown M&M story real? It absolutely is, Robert. That is a real story. I don't love every vid Bad Bread makes, but I respect the hard work and I get tons out of what I do like. No one is perfect and is going to make content that everyone loves every time. Absolutely, Freddie. I know that. There's some video. Thank you, Brad. I always remember the first time I heard Edward Van Halen. And tell you this, I'll never hear Neil Young again. It'll be too soon. Michael Strong, P-Funk. We called him P-Funk back in the day. Michael Strong. That is hilarious, dude. Never hear Neil Young again. It'll be too soon. Well, man, once you heard Eddie Van Halen, it's hard to go back. Thank you, Guitar Red. Look, I know here's the thing, man. Sometimes I'll shoot a video and think, man, nobody's going to like this. And I put it out and it does great. And sometimes I'll do a video and go, man, this video is going to blow up. And it doesn't do, what I think it's going to do. You just never know, man. The algorithms of YouTube, it's a slow grind. So I just keep doing what I'm doing and having fun and hanging out with you guys. It makes it all worthwhile. 4 guys leaving a week. Who was the band leader? Somebody said, Richie Blackmore. That's a good one. But the imprint on his pocket sure looked like one. I don't know about that. Long live rock and roll. Luck of the draw. So, all right, man. Well, I guess that's going to be it. We've done 68 minutes. Thank you so much. Good episode would be on other Wild Rider demands. That is a great idea, Jimmy. Thank you. Yeah, Van Halen over Neil Young. Have you ever bought a piece of gear endorsed by an artist you admired and was disappointed? I think so. Yeah, I think everybody has. Look, there is no magic gear. There's no magic guitars, just magic people. I think Steve Lukather said that. Freddie, hit me up on email if you want to. Absolutely. And anybody else, if you want to hit me up about anything, man, my email's in the description of the video. Now, let me give you a little plug. If you want to help this channel out and you're just doing your Christmas shopping or your Thanksgiving shopping or your groceries or whatever, if you go to the description of this video, you'll see a little Amazon link. And I know everybody shops on Amazon, right? We all need stuff. It's sometimes easier to buy it on Amazon. Just use the Amazon link in the description of my video and buy whatever you need. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps the channel because I get a little commish. Just a little commish. It doesn't equal millions of dollars. You know, sometimes it's just 20 cents, sometimes it's 50 cents. If you buy a bigger, higher priced item, obviously I'm going to make more money. The same thing goes for the Sweetwater affiliate link in my description. If anybody's going to buy your kid a guitar or yourself a guitar or your wife's going to buy a guitar, hit the Sweetwater link in the description. It helps the channel out immensely, but especially the Amazon one, man, because I know everybody. I was just looking at something on Amazon, earlier today. So that's ways you can help the channel without actually, there's the buy me a coffee link in the description, and you can click on that and buy me a coffee, and that's basically like sending me $5, to keep me armed with the Red Bulls, right? These things ain't cheap, dude. These things are getting to be about. Don't forget to woo. We got to woo. We got to woo. What is Ric Flair? And I'm not changing my lifestyle, and I'm not gonna change anything I do, because I am the world's greatest wrestler, and I am going to woo through eternity. Yes, indeed. Woo! Woo till the wig falls off. Yes, indeed, y'all. I want to thank everybody for coming here today and getting your freak on with Bad Brad all up in your junk, all up in your mess, feeding you that guitarific conversation, engaging you in contemplative, agonistic, contemplative conversation, and feeding your brain with the food it needs. Now, I want to salute every single one of you. Tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. or anytime tomorrow for Joseph Wooten Unscripted. It's an engaging and enthralling, tantalizing conversation with a good friend. It ain't just an interview. It's an intimate moment of conversation and contemplation, guaranteed to feed your mind with the knowledge and the regaling of fantastic Voyager stories. And what I need y'all to do right now is everybody hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't become a member yet, become a member. Because let me tell you something. There's two things you can do in life. You can either put your hand on your member, or you can become a member of this channel. You could sit around holding your member all day. But let me tell you something. You need to become a member. Subscribe to this channel. Because I'm not changing my lifestyle. I'm not changing what I do for anybody. I am here to entertain you, sir. I am here to contemplate and give you the conversation and stuff that you need. And let me tell you, I'm serving up hot, steaming videos every morning at 8 a.m. You got to join us every morning at 8 a.m. for the Breakfast Club. We help check on everybody and make sure everybody's doing all right. We're preaching the gospel of truth, baby. We're carrying on and we're rocking and rolling. We're professing our love to music, and we're having a brotherhood and a fellowship each and every morning. So I thank every single one of you for tuning into my channel. You're absolutely dynamite. And I am going to salute each and every one of you and wish you all a totally awesome. I say, sir. Yes, indeedy do. I do indeed, sir. Yes, sir. I tell you, keep rocking and rolling. It's Bad Brad, and I'm going to see you all tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Because I'm not changing what I do for anybody. I'm just here to preach the truth, to preach the gospel, heal the damaged souls of the world out there, feed you the knowledge and wisdom that you need. You got to soak up the wisdom. I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you a sandwich of wisdom. Isn't it delicious? It's got a little Grey Poupon on it. It's got a little tasty ham and cheese for you. On rye, ham and cheese on rye, toasted. Extra Grey Poupon, set, feeding it on you. Here, take another bite. Here, have another bite. Here you go. Take another, here, now have a little sip of this. Have a little sip of this knowledge. I will join you and have a little drink. Thank y'all for tuning in.